And we're live! We're at the first track, and our Tonki's on pole, starting on the randomised grid in the Ferrari, as we're pushing down the inside lane, as we have no contact. It's very clean so far throughout all the drives. We have, oh no, Alfa Romeo's going wide! Oh, this is absolutely phenomenal, going on board with Schmidt, as we're going through a Rouge and Rallion. As you have to know, we have a car gone! We have two of them! Oh no, it's just going off! They're all gone! They're gone! We have Reedy! Oh, it's another one! Gone! F1 boys, just somehow survives! Oh, semi-pro and everything else is just going mental! As we're going through the first... This is just the first lap! We have another incident! Going through the front of the pack. Oh, Schmidt going to the wall by Zach! We saw that front wing getting a touch. Another AOR dirty move from the lad! As we are still pushing through the field, we have our Tonki getting absolutely taken in no man. We have the very angry side pod in the first place position. Oh, we have Bruno hitting the inside curve. He's going wide. He's going into the wall. Oh no! Absolute chaos. We have more incidents. Oh my god, this is going mental. Big Howie gets his by F1 boy. He's gone. Oh no! As we go back to the leaders, we have our Tonki dropping in his places. He might have had damage for a few incidents before. As you have the AOR champion, our Tonki retires. As we're still going down on board. This is absolutely mental, ladies and gentlemen. As we're going inside, Schmitty recovers from getting put in the wall by the AOR champion from before. As he gets the move done, as he's side by side, as we'll stay on board. Are we going to see some clipping here from the tyres? No, we're having a clean run through. As I'm just putting the stream link in. As I go through a Rouge and Rallion down the back straight, I'll quickly just toggle through. Oh, look at these magnificent drivers here from T1, 2, and T3 in yellow and everything above. Oh, we got a bit of a lock-up. Oh, we have contact as he's gone. Schmitty gets revenge from the first lap incident. We have High Contrast just chilling in P6 as we go through the order. Very angry sidebot who was clinical of not starting this race as he is in P1 with a 1.3 second lead. We have another move by Alex in the Ferrari. As he gets the move done, we'll just keep going through. There's a bit of a gap between all the races, all the drivers in this race so far at Belgium. F1 boy is just still chilling. Oh, this he just drives into the wall. Oh, lad, what are you doing? As Romeo Alonso is gaining on the very angry side pod, F1 boy with a 5-second penalty. Oh no, I gotta get the track back up. This is just shambles. It's F1 boy again. No, it's Alex. No, it is F1 boy. He's retired. As the pack has started to settle down from the just mental first lap in this 3-lap race, as we're going through 12 races today, ladies and gentlemen, as I go through the order. So we're very angry side putting the lead with the 1 second, as we won't see Romeo Alonso get DRS by the looks of it, as he does set another fastest lap. Now, details about this race. We have 12 tracks in line. It's absolutely randomized, including the short tracks as well. I'll have a look at the track list at the moment, but at the moment we're in Belgium. As we have the drivers going through. The closest battle seems to be Banana Cake coming through with the DRS. So we're going to Azerbaijan. That's the next track. That's going to be mental. As we see Toaster gaining on Romeo Alonso. As we still see moves going through as the pack has settled down a little bit. Schmidt recovered from the incident from Zach, but then Zach was put into the wall as well, so they both traded a little bit going through there. As we see Banana Cake go out wide. Romeo Alonso still gaining on very angry sidepod, who was not even thinking about racing tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But he is just going off. He's in the Williams as well. He's just going to get P1 by the looks of it as Romeo Alonso. is gaining his purple sector 2. And we might see him, as I put the telemetry on so to see how much ERS he's got left. Cypod is weaving in and out, using all he can. We're not going to see him move because it's going to be very late, as we see him settle down. Oh no! Very, very angry Cypod getting contact, having a poor exit. Robbie Alonso spins! No, he's gone! He was going to get P2, but we have very angry Cypod winning the first race of the 3-lap championship, and he didn't even win a race! What a lad! What a fucking lad! As we go through, he gained 3 places. Tony P2 with 9, 6, and Guy Contrast got him with the 15th. Very clean, didn't seem to get any damage, but Zaki Boy, who started to finesse Schmitty at the start, the AOR champion, already showing that he needs his mates to get into the top 3 in 7th position. As we have The Rock coming through the line in reverse, my man, in the house. So that's the first race. We still have 11 to go. That's fucked. Oh, this is fucking amazing. I can see the smile in the screen of Cypod as we speak, as he lifts the trophy for the first race and sets him up perfectly for the rest of this part 1 of 2 of the 3-lap championship of the Dynamic Nights Esports. This is mental. Oh, calm it down. Oh. Calm it down. As we have some people in the stream, we have Caleb, we have James. Put your predictions in. Oh, what an amazing race. Oh, I need to breathe. As Cypod was in 4th, finishes in P1. Toddy with a fantastic move through the field, as we had massive incidents in the first corner. Not going through Original Radion. We have 11th, and by eye contrast, starting from the grid 20 and ending on P5. That's an absolute magical effort. This is just the first race, and it's gone mental. Oh, wow. Wowsies. Wowzers indeed. Now, people watching the stream, I want you to put like your guesses for the next races. Azerbaijan, Baku. It's also a random grid, so it's absolutely random throughout, as we have the tally board, as you can see here. As a driver should just ready up straight away. No need to waste time. I'll show you the track list. The drivers have all seen it as well. So we just finished off at Belgium, which was just phenomenal. Go on to Azerbaijan, then we go on to Britain, then Austria, France, Germany, US, Spain, Japan, Brazil, and then Bahrain, short, and Russia. All the short tracks are involved. We use a randomizer like we've done previously in the drafts and stuff. Oh. Now, if Belgium was mental, I can't wait to see what Baku has got installed for us. This is just beyond what I was expecting from these drivers. As we have the drivers load up in the randomized grid. It's the second longest circuit in the calendar, ladies and gentlemen, as you can hear that. As we are. Cannot wait. As we have the drivers, I would like to also mention they're also using no setup. It's a default setup. As we have the drivers still trying to select nothing because they don't really have any choice in the matter. As 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go already! Drivers are gone! I'm going to flip through the order just so I can see the incidents. There we do! Massive pile-up already! And I can't see who's caused it at the start, but we have a lot of people losing positions. As there's Morris and Alpha into the wall, it's F1 point! as I stay with the rest of the pack. This is what a normal league race is, and it's only 3 laps. We've got it 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 1, going into 5. This is going to be a pile-up, surely. No, they're clean. As we have Chase Curry's just chilling. Oh no! As we try and stay with the rest of the drivers up the front. As we do have Banana Cake Pie, full assist user. I'm kind of shocked that he doesn't use full of brake assist as much as he uses all the rest of them. As we're going through the famous castle section, are we going to see any pile-ups here? As we're right on board. No, we're flipping through. I want to see if anyone just gets through nice and safe. As they do! This is what the top... Oh, I'm going to stick around with these guys because I feel like something's going to happen. And they're fine! No, there's not. There's a bit of contact as we flip through back at the front. We've already got a bit of a lead going side by side with Zaki Boy that's coming right behind them. As El Tonki's going to make a move, I feel like he's going to get a double move done. As he's side by side, oh my god, is there no contact? As we're going through. We'll stick on board with these, we'll go on board with El Tonki. As we're seeing them use all of the wall, Romy. As Very Angry Sidepod makes the move as well. As we're going through lap 2. Oh, a bit of a move throughout. Very Angry Sidepod still shuffling through. We have yellow flags, we have... Is that an out? Oh, we got contact! Look at them go! We have Bruno just hitting everyone. Look at this train from the back end. We got yellow flags waved up ahead. As Schmidt's got it to the wall as we see. Look at him. We have extra tired as well. Oh, he's got another car to the wall. We've got another. These are T1 drivers. It just shows how desperate they are when there's only 3 laps to race on. And we've had the 2 of the harshest circuits so far, I feel. As he's left the session, why has he done that? We have a lot more races to go through. It's quite daft. We'll probably have a reserve driver jump in straight away. There's no need. His points would just be lost if he had any from the first race. As we have one boy join the chat, let's go. Yes. Oh, mate, this is just absolutely fucking mental. As we're flipping through, as we have a bit of a gap forming, but there is a bit of a train here as we have X Revolution against his teammate. There is constructors involved as well, but I doubt they'll be thinking about that when they just want to go straight through the pack. Oh, jeebus. Oh, mate. I'll be expert by the end of this commentary, I assure you that, ladies and gentlemen. As we're flipping through, Brock is weaving, trying to break the toe, even though that's fucking illegal. As we're going through... And Zach's, look, I've got to get the telemetry up. I've got to see how much ERS he's at. Of course he had none. I could tell. And Banana Cake just pulling away. They're going to call him the 3-time 3-lap champion for nothing. And he's got a 1.5 second gap on the 2-time USA champion from DRS. And The Rock is following behind with a 2-second gap. But Zach is gaining the AOR champion, who was controversially given that title, but it's still with the stewards. I doubt they'll ever finish it the way they're going. As we're still getting locked up, as I'm flicking through, as we have Contrast and X Revolution still on each other's back, with Lunacy losing the back end there with medium traction control. As I'll go with the middle pack because they might get a little bit more desperate going for the smallest amount of points. As we're going through the castle section. Lunacy looks like he's parked it. No, that's because Bruno's lost it again! He's lost the back end, trying to keep it and went into the wall. But now he's going side by side as he hits the McLaren. And he hasn't gone into the wall, thank God. Oh, what am I saying? I want to see carnage. As we're still going on board, we have the Romeo Alonso gaining on Zach as well. But Banana Cake Pie, looks by the looks of it, unless we have Toddy making a final ditch effort move on the very long straight to finish this race at Azerbaijan. As we'll stay on board. No, I believe our contrast is going to make a better move instead. I'll keep looking at the telemetry instead to see if... But no, as we see Toddy still crossing the line. The fastest lap as well. But we're staying on board with these fellas as we might see 3 wide. Now we're going to see a little sliding crisscross as the two McLarens draw each other, putting Lucy into P8. That's great teamwork from those two. As we roll at the top 10 is SidePod, who finished the first race in P1, has now ended up in P10. But we'll have a look to see the grid placements as we see Zach going up 14 places and iContraz up by 12. He's literally making moves as iContraz started 20th in the last one and he went up, I believe, like 16 positions in the last race. He's been making moves going through this paddock and avoiding the crashes. But the two biggest losers, absolute fucking losers, are Schmidt and KXI, who left the session. I guess he doesn't know that it's hard racing as well as just a lot of fun and enjoyment. As we have the two crowd favourites battling, absolutely battling on the straight with 0.0. Is he going to move? He's going to make it through in the pit lane. He's made contact. He's crossed the line. What? That was just going under my radar. As at one point just squeezes through, hitting the wall for good measure. Oh, as he gets P17, no points. We're not using DRS points tonight. As we're already seeing drivers using the Discord for mentioning who's dirty and not. But wow, that's only the second race as we're steaming through this thing. But as we go through the next race, I believe it is Silverstone. So that's going to be an absolute fantastic race. Obviously turn one, as drivers are going to be side by side with not a lot of grip since there's no formation lap. As Banana Cake cements his spot in P1, starting on the grid as well in P1 as well for good measure. Just shows that these three lap championship races are all about grid placement, and it just shows that he's absolutely fluked all of them so far as he's a three-time champ. And Toddy, P2, The Rock, Romeo Alonso, Zach, iContraz, Revolution, who gives a shit because you can see it. But that's just the second race of the three-lap championship. I don't know why these guys just not ready up and just get into the next race. But yeah, as I'll take a breather as the drivers ready up into the next one. But I'll be shocked to see if Biggs is actually, BXKI has actually left the session. I'll have a quick look, as I believe he has. Maybe a reserve driver can get involved. As he does, we have Big Donger 619. Hopefully he can make an impact. As he's left, don't know why he's done that. There's one spot available for an Alpha. As I'll quickly communicate with the rest of the team. As one person did leave. But woof, as we go through the points, as Banana Cake Pie and Toaster drawing going into the third race, we have the very angry SidePod who won the first race in P3 at the moment, and Romeo Alonso consistently just staying within the points in P4. iContraz, who has been really unfortunate with grid placement, starting in 20th and as well as 16th or 14th, I believe. But man, this is going to be one for the absolute, this is going to be absolute history, ladies and gentlemen. This is class. These are T2, Tier 1 drivers, all assists available, racing line on, which is rare for us to even incorporate those assists in this league. But easy mode is on because we just wanted hard, consistent racing from everyone instead of just seeing the top 10 leave and absolutely battling. But even though that would be actually be equally as impressive, seeing a bunch of people just spin. But yeah, as we have the drivers ready up, don't know why they take so long. It is just a stock setup, like number 3. They can't manage fuel. They don't choose setups. It's just softs. But they might be just wondering where they are on the grid walk there. So as we see the drivers ready up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. It's a very long one, and away we go here. Breno, Toddy, and Banana Cake starting in the top three. They're absolutely getting a beautiful grid placement as we see Eye Contrast, which is still in the middle half. As we go through, we've got a lot of people going wide, but it doesn't seem to be a lot of people spinning out. We have an Alpha using the off-road there. Hopefully he rejoins safe, as we have no contact going through the next couple turns. As we ride on board with Zach as he's going through the grid, and we have a good view placement. Oh, we have contact with the Williams. Very angry side pod. It didn't look like Reedy was involved, but it looked like Dre and James. Maybe the two Williams just got tangled up. As we go back through the grid, give us a good TV angle. This is shocking. As we go, look at this placement. We have a Haas on the side. We'll just leave it as we go on board with a more dangerous area of the track. As you see the drivers going through, cutting the corners. It is on strict quarter cutting. Just impressive by all the drivers not to make contact as X Revolution easily gets a better run through. Just look at that. That is just astonishing. As we go through all the drivers, we'll stay on board with X Revolution, making a move on Schmidt. We're not going to see any dive bombs, but Schmidt poking his nose in. Lunacy getting the move done as we have maybe contact in Sector 3. Yes, we do. Looks like our contrast might have been finessed there. Oh, we have... Is that Schmidt into the wall? Oh, ghosting's on, so a lot of people get away with that. Oh, what a shame. I just flicked off him as well. What a fucking loser. As he is in P19, as he's not handling the car well. Oh, he looked like he wanted to hit James as he retires. But once again, the two leaders have just pulled a massive gap. As we have another incident. Yellow flags in Sector 1. It's probably just James again. It was. As we have a move by Breno. X Revolution moving up the grid once again, being as consistent as he has been in the last 3 races. As we're going through, seems like there's a bit of a gap forming with a few of them. There's still a lot of trains happening here. Oh, what an angle. With all the cars running through. F1 boy with a 2-second time penalty. As we ride on board with Reedy, as we might see a move going through here. His auto ERS is just eating it up, as you wouldn't normally be in overtake mode 3 out there. As we ride on board with the Rock. As we're not seeing him move down the outside. And there's contact! He's just fucking sent him! Oh, that's just ruined both of their races for points. As Toddy gets the fastest lap, but the Rock... Of course he couldn't stop the car in time, the heavy fuck. As Banana Cake and Toddy are just absolutely pulling away. As Toddy will become P1 at the end of this race, and in the points as well. As we've seen it, Zach going side by side, and he does a crisscross! Phenomenal move in the side pod, not getting any damage. As we might see the move continue down the inside here against Bodhod, who had issues with his internet. As we have the two Haas drivers off the track. And we have it hard braking, locking up. And he's made contact with X Revolution, who was cutting through the grid. But he's kept it. He has kept it. He did save it. As we have our Tonki making a move down the inside. Romy's not too happy about that. We might see some contact going through here. As he does pull out. And he's just got to stay in the inside. As we get in the side pod, which is a disgusting view. As we go back with these guys. Will we see a move for X Revolution, who just got spun out before but did save it. Pure God has replaced BKXI. This is the last ditch effort. Are we going to see a dive bomb? Oh, it's a half attempted one. I reckon he might have had enough space. This is 3 laps. As we have Tozzy going through P1. And Banana Cake follows suit. And Zach. And the X Revolution jumps. No, but Zach had penalties. So he falls down the grid into P6. And this is the rest of the grid for the top 10. Eye Contrast still going into P10 after the small incident that we had at the start of the race. And Semi-Pro jumps F1 boy. And Good old James Cruz. Bring it home, lad. Bring it home. That's the third race. That's the third race. Well, as Toddy lifts the cup at the British Grand Prix, I believe that was the third race so far, as Banana and Toddy just running away with the points. Those two look like it's going to be, these two look like they're in favourite so far, but they've been extremely friendly when it comes to grid placement. But that's what they get for being so consistent. Especially the three-time champ, Banana Cake Pie, as he joins the chat with the classic emojis. You're more basic, man. It's just basic shit, man. What the fuck's this shit, man? As we go through the standings so far, we'll go through constructors as well, as that is important. We have Mercedes in 87 points, Renault following behind with 24 points behind, and then McLaren 50 points behind the leaders as well, as they both jumped up in placement, and Ferrari with only 3 points just scraping through. But yeah, that is the constructors so far. Oh, now we're up to this boring race. This boring track of Austria. Now, inside intel from past races saying this is a very angry sidepod kind of track. He does favour this track heavily, same with Todster. But just like Todster, the only thing that favours this track is gearbox issues, as he did lose a few gears last time he was in Austria. We have Zach Crichton clearly showing that he does need a few people in the lobby to get him into P1. As controversial as it is, it's very proven that he did have a lot of people in that race, and I hope people do understand that. As I am the NBC News. As the drivers load up, hopefully we're not seeing another friendly Banana starting at the top grid. If so, we might end the stream early because it's just got to be over and done with. And I kind of don't want to hear Banana going off with a lead. Yeah, you're right, Aaron. Zach needs some help, man. Where's Doc? Got to get Doc involved. Got to get Darren involved. Got to get who else was involved in that race? Got to get Banana involved. Got to get Kanzu Crap. Basically the whole grid. Who knows? I can list them all. Basically everyone that's in that server kind of helped him out in that league. But as we have the drivers load up. As F1 boy disconnected. His Wi-Fi cut out. Well, if you don't know, if you have Ethernet cable, it still says connected to the actual modem, so you actually have connectivity the whole time. But who knows? It could have been NBN. Could be a rough day. But F1 boy is now out of this race. Hopefully he rejoins. I swear, if that's Banana in the front row, I'm gonna leave. It better be a different Renault. And it is a different Renault. Banana Cake is starting 14th as we're going through, and we'll stay on board with Revolution. We might see a couple incidents. No, we'll flick over as we have contact. Oh, I should have stayed on board. Look at this carnage! It's everywhere! Oh my God! The Ferrari! The Ferrari! He's dead! He's dead! Stop this, man! It's dead! Oh my God! Ladies and gentlemen, what is that? Oh, as we'll flip through the top of the grid, try and get back with those drivers. Had a bit of a lag issue from my reaction, HDMI cable and all. Wow, now that is a highlight. That is an absolute highlight. As we go through, Danny D's left the session. We have a few drivers that have left, and Reedy just drifting into the wall. I believe that was Aussie's doing. It's just so quick that I can't keep up with everything. We'll stay with the middle pack as Banana Cake is still cutting through the field as he started in P9 14. Oh. But wow. Go and rewind it. Savor it. That was just phenomenal. As we see it dive down the inside, we're going to see 2 placements. As he's in hot lap mode. Obviously no DRS until the final lap of the race, and they won't get it until, I believe, this section of the map. I'm not allowed to invite during the race, F1 boy, if you're watching the stream. As a spectator, I cannot do so. You'll have to wait until we get into the lobby for the next race. As we're going through the field, eye contrast, gaining on lunacy here as Toddy's still going to be leading this championship. If he ends where he is, he's going to be getting a huge lead on Banana, who falls down to P10. As we have Danny in the pit. Oh no, he's just coming out, as we did see him disconnect before. As we see Semi-Pro making a move on Aussie. We'll stay with these fellas for now, as we probably see another dive bomb from them. As Aussie goes down the inside, cuts the corner, perfectly maintains the absolute speed and pace to make this move done. As it was correct, they don't get DRS. No, we do see DRS. No, it just seems to be a visual glitch on my end. But we'll stay on board with these fellas. This is probably the biggest battle so far, but we will flick to Dre soon, as we're not going to see a move from them. As we do see a move from the very angry side, but I told you it's his favourite track. He's got up 13 positions as he's going a bit wide. He's got plenty of ERS to use. I don't know why he's not an overtake for the first couple turns. It's a very short track. As we see Toddy going to cement his place in P1. But we'll stay on board with very angry side pod, as we might see another move, because X Revolution's losing pace as he goes extremely wide. So he gets a better run. DRS opened. Oh no, we see them stick. But then we have Zach finishing in P9. I told you, ladies and gentlemen, he needs a lot of help, as Banana proves that he needs to be at the start of the grid to even get more than 1 point. And Reedy recovers to P13 after being taken out, or going wide. Who knows? I don't really care. But hopefully one of the people can send them an invite. Hopefully I've got time to send them one when the lobby's back in the main menu. Schmidt, with his luck, he's only gone down 1 position. So consistency is key. But wow, another short race, done and dusted. But wow, it's the only time I get to have a break, as Toddy continues his legacy by winning back-to-back races. As Banana Cake is falling through the grid, he might fall down to P4 in the championship. As Toddy's just running away with the competition, proving that money does buy you pace with the wheel that he has. But yeah, he only started P5, so it was a pretty friendly start for him. His contrast is showing why he's the most consistent driver cutting through the pack. But yeah, very angry iPod showing that it is his favourite track. Just going through the field at grid 18. But we'll see, we'll go through into the standings, as Toddy is running away with this. No, Banana Cake actually stays, but very angry iPod following by in P3. Yeah, hopefully I get enough time to send the drivers that are missing an invite. Bear with me. So they're all readied up. So unfortunately I clicked send. So hopefully they did cop an invite. But these drivers just readying up super quick to just smash out these races out. But hopefully they all joined in time, because I didn't get a lot of it. Sorry, what track are we on? As we're at France. I swear. Toddy started at the front of the grid again. So we're going to see him running away with this one. Hopefully there's a crash. Hopefully someone just takes him out, because I'm sick of him at the top. As we're shooting Schmitty going down the inside here. We'll flicker through just so there's an incident. And there he is! We're on board with Doc. As he got taken out, we have a few drivers as well. Reedy and James always getting tangled with each other. As Schmitty's got up one place. As we see more moves down the inside of this full concrete circuit. Or tarmac circuit, sorry. As we have Toddy still in P2, which will give him plenty of points to just keep that lead going. Oh no, we're going into this long back straight. We'll flick it through because it looks to be a bit of bumping and barging throughout these back of the drivers. A lot of weaving, a lot of double moves, but it doesn't matter. As we go on board. Oh, we do see a T-bone. Very angry side pod, just gaining too much momentum and wasn't ready to brake early enough by the looks of it. But that could have just been another driver braking a bit too early as well, as we weren't on board and we didn't have the telemetry up. As we see Podhod, which I believe is the person that he bumped into. Oh, he's moved to the side of the track, so no more drivers are getting impacted by it. As we have more yellow flags, it's a Ferrari. As Alex regains himself. Oh, we've got contact with these two. The very angry sidepod and semi-pro. Just absolutely showing each other no respect. And we just see it again! Semi-pro showing... hitting the sidepod. Yeah, he should have hit his nice side though. He hit his very angry side and he just got dealt with it poorly. As we have Banana Cake cutting through the field. Making a move on F1 Boy, who rejoined the session. Easily just makes the move done. As he goes wide, probably gets a warning for that. As F1 Boy regains the position for staying on the track. F1 Boy, are we going to see a move down here as he gives him no space? Of course he gives him no space, as we saw contact on the inside pod again. It's reminiscent of the Brazil incident. As F1 Boy is just chilling in P9. Oh, pure gold, sorry. F1 Boy getting dealt out wide again. He just hasn't got the temperature back on those tyres for resetting back on track. And we have the front two just pulling away. It'd be good to see Schmitty back where he deserves, up at the top flight. As Toddy's been getting dealt a great hand with where he's placing. As you see eye contrast in P12. We'll go up to the grid placements as we have El Tonki and Pure Gold going up 10 positions each. And it's the first time we've had eye contrast not cut through the field as quick as he usually does, only up 2 positions. But Schmitty up 3 positions. As we filter through, seeing where the battles are. As we have an incident, is a big Ferrari on the side of the wall in the Sector 3. Looks like he just sent it. Oh, we have Breno gaining the position. Oh, Zach losing control of the tyres, regaining back on track as Banana Cake Pie makes another advance. I think we're going to see a classic move by Zach down here, are we? No, as he goes down the proper esports line here. We stay on board because I believe... Oh, no! His tyres are still not warm as he goes across the curb. As he gains 2 seconds because of it, so we'll stay off him. But we might see him get really desperate coming through here. As Schmitty's gained a 1 second lead. So the top 3 looks like they're cemented. So we'll stay with Breno, who could probably gain 1 more position. As we're going through this long back straight. And he gets the move done comfortably. Oh, we have F1 Boy in contrast. We're going 3 wide. Giving each other plenty of respect, plenty of spaces. We have contrast getting forced out. Same with El Tonki, I believe. No, F1 Boy. I was just still seeing them going wide. As I contrast is going into the slipstream. As we're going 3 wide again to this turn. F1 boy giving them no room. Are we going to see an incident going through? No, we have a car going extremely wide. F1 boy, I contrast makes a double move. Still an overtake. He wants to cement that spot. Oh, he takes out the board. And I contrast looks like he's staying there. The rest of the grid looks like it's pretty cemented, but we'll stay on board with these guys. Going into the last couple of turns, we'll go on board as we see a little bit of a lock-up. Not going to affect his time too much. I contrast defending that line. Tonki going out wide. And that is the top 10. And the Rock was disqualified. But yeah, as we see Dre, who was caught up in the first turn incident. Yeah, that was the race again as Toddy finished in P2. But finally, Schmitty going back to where he recognises it's P1. No need to look at it. He's seen it. He's holding that trophy before, so it doesn't bother me. Let's look at the standings for the constructors. As Mercedes just run away with it with 34 points in front of Team Renault, which is the team of Banana Cake Pie and Lunacy, as McLaren is closely behind, only a 20-point difference. But then the best of the rest are extremely close. But it looks like the top 3 are McLaren, Renault and Mercedes. But yeah, as the drivers decide to ready up whenever they're fucking ready. I'm just gonna chill to the start of the next one. Hopefully the drivers that have been kicked out can rejoin. So I believe it was Romeo Alonso. Let me kick him an invite. And I think that's it. So we have a full grid. +1. Danny D. Ah, what a shame, lad. What a shame. Guess you're just watching. Romeo Alonso lost his spot. That's an absolute travesty, really. But we have, guess the people that were reserve drivers before just been holding their invites and just joining whenever. As we're at Hockenheim. We're at Germany. I swear if Toddy's at the front row of the grid, it really just favours whoever's the new host of this lobby. Better not see him in the top 10. I really want to see him curve through the pack. But turn 1's going to be extremely interesting. It's a very low traction zone, especially if you cut it wrong. Especially going into the bit of the curb as well. We do see a Mercedes up the front. Probably Schmitty as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Red lights and away we go. We got Reedy and Zach. We finally have Toddy in 8th position. Still within the point so far as we're flicking through. As we have a lot of contact going through the backside. Oh my god, another pile-up! A reoccurring scene in every race. The 2 Haas drivers. The Renault Banana Cake is falling behind as semi-pro is gone. And looks like Schmidt was disqualified. Don't know if I was seeing that right. Yeah, he's disqualified from the session. As you have Reedy, first time being at the front row, as he's already seen him getting bullied around the outside. Aussie and Zach are pulling away. Zach has already gained nearly a second lead. As we have the front four nearly going four wide here. Going into a bit of a double left-hander. As we've seen the two Red Bulls going side by side. As we've seen Pure by Dre, by the looks of it, letting go of the throttle. As we're going through, F1 Boy got up 11 positions. Would have been because of the crash at the start. As Pure Gold and Dre are still battling it out. As we see Reedy just dropping through the pack. It's not even been the first lap. He's already dropped off. As we see a McLaren on the side of the road. Looks like X Revolution is DNF'd. Oh, what a view down the home straight. Seen a lot of cutting and weaving from my contrast. As we see in the low traction zone. As Lunacy. Oh! Reedy got airborne. He's on the middle of the track and he's got it again. Oh my god. Oh my god, I got to flick off him as he's finally settled down. He's like contrast. He's still battling with Lunacy. Lunacy's dropped off by 4/10. As we have semi-pro comment, everyone needs to chill. Yes, it is the first couple. It is 3 laps, but man, the first 2 turns are fucked. F1 Boy up 12 positions. As we have Dre gone down 1, he's the only one that has a red next to his name. The rest of them have gone up quite a lot of positions because of the start incident. As Contrast has been losing it to Dr. Dre. As Uncontrast looks like he's going to lose another position by Lunacy. He gets a better run, but Uncontrast down the inside. Bodies him out into the gravel trap. He's gone back onto the circuit. As we've seen him ghost, he is standing still towards the driver, so he'll be ghosted towards the rest. As Contrast bullies himself into P4. Lunacy is still on his trail. As we're going through, as Toddy is finally gone up 1 position by the looks of it. He did start in P9. So he's still got to get a few points out of here. As we've seen a lot of drivers go wide, we might see a lot of penalties being given to these drivers. As we do see one Dre getting a pen. Banana Cake, who was leading the championship at the start when he won at Baku, is now not inside the points, and he looks like he's not going to get any in that race. As we have Toddy, who's leading, about to make a move by the looks of it. Is he? We're going to see a dive around the outside, are we? As he breaks later, does lock up. But we have a punt from Altonki. As he loses the back end a little as well. So it gives Toddy a worse run. As we've seen yellow flags in Sector 1. I'm not going to worry about that. It's probably Butthod. As he's still staying on board with these drivers, as Toddy knows that it is the last few turns before the end of this race. He wants to regain some of these points. We'll probably see a desperate move coming into here. Oh, he does get a better run off. No, he's collected the curb. He's lost a lot of momentum. Altonki's too far behind to make a move. But by the looks of it, oh, Sidepod's going a bit slow as he gets the gravel trap. Oh, Toddy hits the back of him. If he just stayed away, would have got him at the end of the race. As we've seen Toddy and Angry Sidepod getting knocked down a few places. He gets knocked out of the points completely. Toddy going down for 1 point. High Contrast once again cutting through the pack. 10 positions, getting P3's first podium of the 3-lap championship. That's just incredible work. As we have F1 Boy getting good points. He loves P6 in the yellow championship as he goes up 13 positions. Altonki goes up 10. But yeah, once again we have Zach P1 finishes P1, and we have Aussie. So yeah, finally got a different top 3 for once. As we have Reedy, who started in P1, ends all the way down at P16 by the looks of it. Before it flicked off, it was. It was F1 Boy's first points as well. As we go into the constructors, this is just part 1. It is 12 races as we've just finished at Germany, so we have the US that's next. It's Toddy's favourite track as he went back-to-back in the Green and Blue League for for winning the race, and then we've got Spain, Japan, Brazil, Bahrain short. That's going to be an interesting race, and then Russia to finish off part 1. But yeah, we'll check the standings towards the constructors, as Mercedes is just running wild with 161 points and 51 points behind his Renault, which is Banana and Lunacy's team. Banana just hasn't gotten points in the last couple of races, so it's just destroying what they've been building up. But yeah, we have Haas that have dropped down to the bottom spot instead of Ferrari, and we have Alpha going up 1 position. But yeah, with this random grid, anything could happen, as we've seen some huge crashes, man. Reedy started off in P1, then he man got totaled. Man got absolutely destroyed. As Toddy's running away with his championship. Toddy's into the chat. Yo, the boys. Would you like to comment on stream that you're going to win already? Are you going to cement that already into the chat that you're going to win? Or that you realise that you're not spilly or slippy and then lose the race because you actually got a penalty in the last couple laps of the race. So. But yeah, as we're going into the next race, I believe he had like a 41 point lead by the looks of it so far, but he's had a pretty friendly start on locating where he is on the starting of the random grid. Hashtag 3 times champion. Unfortunately, Banana, that means fuck all. This is the real shit. You're crumbling under this fucking pressure. Call yourself 3-lap champion. You can't even fucking win more than 1 race. Fucking embarrassing. As Zach's saying, good scrum. Fucking relax, mate. You don't have your boys here. I wouldn't be saying those fighting words. Fucking faggot fuck. Nah, Toddy, no tactics, just pure fucking skill. That's why Zach's a bit down in the points. That's why you're up so far, and it's your track as well. I'm hoping that if you don't win, Toddy, it's fucking sad. If you actually start on this random grid in the top 3, you've won. Zach, you fucking sheep. Oh, there's only a few grass traps on this track, is there? Yeah, there's a little bit of grass on the front straight here, Tony, if you want to get pushed onto the side. Get the wheels cooked. As we have the drivers load up. Who the fuck smokes grass, by the way? Can we just establish this? Who the fuck goes, oh, I'm gonna mow my lawn today, and just pull the fucking lawn clippings from the catcher and just roll a doob? Fucking dumb fuck. But anyway, we'll continue. As Very Angry Sidepod's taking his time. We have a Ferrari on the front row. It's probably Alex, who had a dismal few races being collected everywhere. As it is, we finally have Toddy in P12. We're going to see some people cutting up the grid as we're going into the first turn. We have it's a very wide track. So a lot of people are just using the whole thing as we have a couple people being forced wide. We'll go on board with Toddy here, as it is his best track. And we'll get to see some carnage going through as we see a few people go, oh, he goes on the brakes! Dodges out Tonky! Man, he's got some track knowledge, I'll tell you that right now. As we're going through, what a view of the cars just absolutely cutting through this track. As we have Bodhod retire. What happened to him? Seems like his car's still going. No, it's in the wall somewhere. Just don't have a view as we're going through this long Back straight as we got to see him move by Dre by the looks of it as he's right up his gearbox. As we go on board. As we flick through to the cam. As we do not see a move done as he's being trapped by the two Renaults. Hopefully they're working together to get the constructor points back. Because we are seeing two Mercedes drivers in the bottom 10. As we've seen another incident. Oh! Who was that? I'm flicking to the wrong way. No, he's regained position. As Dre's gone back up. As we're going through to the end of lap 1 as Dre's being forced out wide. Oh, Reedy! Reedy collecting with side. As he takes the narrow line. Wow, just look at all these drivers so close together. We're surely going to see an incident down here by one of them going in deep. As we do see contact. But it's a lot of bouncing, not a lot of turning. What a view. As we do see side pods gone. We might have seen contact from one of the racing points. As he's back on the track. Hopefully he does stay away from all the drivers as we see our Tonky going through. He's probably going to not let him through as we do see another bit of contact from him. He wasn't too happy about Sai coming back on the track and not letting him go. Is Sai going to regain composure and just stay behind him and try and go back through the pack? As we've seen another incident. Oh, it's semi-pro's gone. As he stays ghosted throughout. Reedy's made a move on contrast. It's good to see Reedy jumping back up into the points. As iContrast is probably going to regain his position as Reedy moves to the left defending. iContrast still goes down the inside. Reedy moves in. Oh, he's gone deep as well. Forcing them both wide. If he touches the side pod, he will spin. As we do see contact, but he holds it together. He's just showing that no matter how big a YouTube channel is, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to just send it down the inside every single fucking time. As we have a comment on the stream from the very angry side pod, it was semi-pro. He's been hit 3 times in a row. Hopefully we can make him just relax on that. Hopefully we can see him calm down. We don't want to see that happen too often. As we will stay on board with a few drivers, we have Pure with a huge lead towards Banana Cake. Banana Cake has gone back towards his podium placement as Alex is finally not DNFing this time. I don't want to jinx him, but he is going through the S's. As we have Lunacy, this is going to be great points for Renault. As we have Toddy's gone. I just realised Toddy DNF'd. You're fucking dog shit. You're so fucking dog shit. Oh, it looks like Mercedes are not going to get any points this time. As we see, El Tonky's gone. Looks like he just streamlined into the wall. As we go back to Aussie, Wizzy Rook going down to this long straight. As he gets the move easily done by Dre, but is Dre going to defend it? We're not going to see an over-undercut. We're not going to see anything like that as Banana and by Alex. It looks like they're battling. We'll stay on top of these guys for P2. Bit of a lock-up. Banana is on easy mode, so his points should be taken in half. ERS difference, they're both on 0. It looks like it's going to end the way it is there. By the looks of it, there's not much of a battle. There is eye contrast. Eye contrast goes wide. No, it was the Red Bull. It was Dr. Dre goes wide. As the top 4... Oh, as he jumps in. Lunacy with a lot of points. No, that was really good to help Renault. And the constructors with a huge amount of points as Reedy cements the top 10. F1 boy back-to-back points. Berengi side comes through and even jumps Revolution as well. We must have had a few points as we have the back runners coming through. We have Semi-Pro that's disconnected, so he must have left the session. So that's why I think Side was wondering not to invite him back. But we do have Romeo Alonso on standby. But we'll go through the constructors again. Just gotta get some water. So, didn't get enough time to look at the constructors. No stress. Alright, do we have a replacement? We have Danny D on spectate, as he is going to go into a car, as there is a free spot, and he does so. Goes in the Haas. So we're going to Spain. The track list, we've gone through over half the tracks so far. But yeah, points wise, Toddy leading against Banana Cake by 25 points by the looks of it. So if Banana wins, he's now, and Toddy doesn't get any points, Banana Cake's back in it for part 1. Because we still have another 12 races afterwards for the following week. Or whenever we do continue it. Which I hope all the drivers would like to do again. So, which is also a shame when the people left with the points they had. The points, we won't take note. It's really the points at the end of the session. As the drivers load up again, a lot of these drivers should be equipped on how good they are around Spain. A lot of the other leagues have already gone through it, as we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go. We have Zach and Toddy in 1 and 6 as we're flicking through. As Banana Cake has a huge fucking thing to do with the P19. He's got a lot of work to do through here. As we go through the top view, as we have a Williams James braking extremely early, as we have a Toro Rosso steam poling through and collecting the middle half of the fucking... I just died. Oh man, he got caught up the most out of all of them. I believe it was Brenner or Bodhard. One of them was just torpedoed. Absolutely torpedoed off the circuit and collected the biggest man. Yeah, oh wow. Now, if Mercedes keep this up, Toddy continues his lead in P1. They also continue. Also, they get to continue their push to cementing the constructors as well. Oh my god, we have a Ferrari. Alex is gone. Let me stay there. Oh my god, look at him. Look at the poor lad. He's got hydraulics on. Look at it. He's just, look at that. More bad luck for Alex. Oh. As we have more yellow flags, sector 2 and 3. James in contrast having a bit of a battle. James is into the gravel trap. As we go back to the leaders, as Zach has already pulled a 2.3 second lead in 1 lap. As we have Toddy and Danny. This is going to be big. As a huge lockup, as he gets the move done. This is actually clean driving. Really good work. As Banana and Sidepod will go for their rivalry as well. As Banana does pull away, there seems to be maybe some wing damage with Sidepod, as Dre just absolutely lost it. I don't know if he made contact or just trying to avoid Sidepod, but he's into the wall. We'll see. We'll try and get a view if Sidepod's got some damage. As he does, looks like it's a red wing. Oh, 2 oranges, his end plates are gone. Explains his pace throughout the corners. As we filter through to Romeo Alonso, who is on the back of his teammate Reedy. Maybe Reedy will let him go, but they are still battling. As we see a dive down the inside, Reedy's just coming through. Oh, he does get a bit sideways going onto the... Oh, he cut in the track! Steamrolling into his teammate. As we go back on Danny D, who has actually lost a second, but as Reedy gets a 2-second time penalty for obvious corner cutting. As we're filtering through, maybe Lunacy is probably the closest battle as he's gaining on Reedy. Using all of his ERS. I'll check on the gap as well. Oh, this one. As Reedy does get a bit sideways, loses the back end, regains the car though, as Lunacy just makes a clean move. A few moves have just happened here. What's going on here? But yeah, as we see X Revolution down the inside of Aussie Wizzy Rick. He's going wide, he's regaining that position. He will have the inside to the next turn though, as he does have plenty of space for it. Lock up by X Revolution. Now it's good to see that Aussie's finally got his phone and hotspot working. Hopefully he's actually got his phone still on charge so he doesn't just DC from the race like what happened last night at the US Grand Prix, when he was gaining on me and then just randomly disconnected. There was a few laps to go as we see a left-right move by X Revolution. But Aussie's still battling throughout. Will we go to see the move? Oh, we do see a Red Bull on the side of the road. Was Pure. So Pure just slapped himself in the middle of this battle as he does get pushed out wide, as he will probably get a time penalty going through here. As he does, 10 seconds in a 3-lapper. Oh, I would do the same. Just pull to the side of the road and retire the car. But yeah, it's done. Oh, that's your top 10. As Very Angry Sidepod moves up because of the time penalties. But Reedy stays in P8, even though with time penalties and all. Banana Cake moving up 14 positions. It's his first time battling from the end of the grid, and he gets P6. But wow, another big incident at turn 1. It's a recurring theme in tonight's part 1 3-lap championship. As we have a look at the standings actually for the constructors. Oh, actually, Zaki is actually gaining on Banana Cake because of the falling off of the grid. But then Lunacy still cementing his point. He's 10 points behind. But yeah, Toddy, 35-point gap in part 1. But yeah, they're absolutely running away with this with a 51-point lead. With McLaren only 53 points as well. So it's just a very similar layout by the looks of it. But look at Racing Point and Toro Rosso and Alpha and Ferrari. That best of the rest is probably going to be more interesting than the drivers' standings by the looks of it. Every point matters by these drivers. It's incredible. As we're going into Japan, not Japan short. I believe that's in the part 2. So this is the fourth final race coming up to it. Then we've got Brazil, Bahrain short, and Russia. But yeah, this is looking like these are the points so far. Reedy gets his first points, 5 points. James still on 0. F1 Boy on 10, 15, 16, and 18 for Bodhod, The Rock, and Dre. I was expecting Dr. Dre to get a little bit more points, but he's been extremely unlucky on the way he's been taken out. Pretty sure all the drivers will be in one party chat, so I'm not sure if they're dealing each other some absolute banter or just staying dead silent until the end of the 3-lapper. But it's probably just all of them fucking laughing at each other. Oh, he's called for backup. Oh, he's called for backup. Don't think I wouldn't have fucking noticed that. Oh, here we go. It's a bit too late. Oh, you know what? It makes sense. So leading up to the last couple races, he needs some points. Brazil's the next race as well. He's called him up for Brazil. You're the most readable fucking cunt out there, man. Like, let's just invite the rest of AOR. Let's just do a fucking race. As we have a Williams, it's probably James Cruz. P1, please. As we see the two McLarens in P2 and P5, P6. As Toddy's going, oh no, it is the very angry side pod. So, oh my god, we've already seen a lot of carnage already. Just going off the start, but we'll stay with the very angry side pod here. He did win the first, no, not the first race, I believe. Oh no, he did win the first race. As we see a bit of him getting a bit slide, losing the back end there from the curb. Oh, we get contact! I don't know if he accelerated too early or there was contact from Toddy. But man, it would have been the slightest of touches going through all of these S's in Sector 1. And that's just put him all the way in P17. As we're going through, this is where Plebs put me into the wall because he doesn't know where to overtake throughout here. And we're going through into lunacy because he's got a bit of a train going behind him. As Bodhard moves across loser El Tonki, Danny D makes an error. Blocks him off, covers the space. Aussie Rizzy Rick is just forcing himself through as we're going into 3 wide. As they start to settle down throughout here. Look at the cars just jumping around. As Banana Cake is getting dealt here by Breno and Bod. Oh, he's going wide. Oh, contacts. He's hit the side pod. He's gone. Oh, the 3-time. Oh, the unofficial 3-time champion is being spun on the side pod there. So Beringer side pod is in 14 as we flick him through as we see Bodhod about to make a move on Next Revolution here, going into the braking zone. They do just have default setups, so they'll have to get used to the braking zones quite quickly. As the bounce on the road nearly caught him out as we're flicking through back onto Zach against Eye Contrast. As Eye Contrast is just doesn't look settled throughout here on the default setup. As Zaki Boy is just gaining on him throughout these S's here. As he's already right up his gearboxes. Oh, he covers the space. As he's allowed to. He's allowed to maintain whatever pace he wants. But hopefully Zach just doesn't get too impatient and just sends it down the inside like a Brazil. But we're going through here. We'll stay on board with them because it is the closest battle so far. As we actually flick to Aussie. Oh, he gets side pod action against Reedy. We've done it right at the gearbox of Reedy as well. He's being swamped. There's too much pressure for the lad. As he is still holding himself in. As we've seen yellow flags in Sector 2. We won't switch off it because it was just momentarily. I was looking at the trap map. As Reedy's still going down the inside. As he's gone wide. He might have wing damage. Oh, he cuts in. Spins. Hits Danny D. And then Danny D flicks him back on track. Aussie Wizzy Rick was forced out wide maybe because of the dodging it. And then Romy Alonso just shows him a little bit of wheel there. Look at this! Oh, I wish Smeg was involved in commentary as well. He would have been off his head. Look at this! Hard braking, locking up. Looks like an end plate was knocked off. The two racing points are battling each other out as we're going across the line. No, we've got one more line. One more lap left because Toddy's got a 1.9 second lead. X Revolution going down the inside here. Racing Point going out wide. Look at this view. We might see a couple cars turn because of it. No. Oh, we have a Racing Point go out wide. But we'll check on our Tonki. Tonki is out gaining on Very Angry Side Pod, but Reedy's still in this action as well. He's actually dropped down 2/10 just from the S's alone so far. But Bruno's actually on the back of his teammate, who one of them did fucking just send themselves into in Spain in turn 1. A lot of contact here from the gravel. But look how close all these drivers are. There's legit just tenths in between each other. As we see Aussie going absolutely wide. He might have locked up. He loses a lot of position. Oh, Alex, just too much foot on the pedal, and he just spins. As we go back, look at the time difference between these drivers. They're all right next to each other. As a very angry side pod is recovering well. He's got Reedy in front of him. Yellow flags in sector 2 will be Alex again. I'm calling it. Contrast made a move. Oh wow! Second to last corner, and he just does it. P2 again. No penalties to push him down, but who's going to get dropped down from penalties from all these drivers? We might see some shuffling. As we do, but very angry side pod who started pole does not finish in the points. He went down 10 positions. We had 2 9th-place positions from the Toro Rosso team. And Banana Cake Pie went down 2 positions. He's gone up he's gone down 1 position. As our Tonki by the looks of it. Nope, the Rock is just dealing out. Oh, we have a rolling wheel! Is he out of fuel? Most likely. Well, I want to check the constructors for this mid-battle. The best of the rest is intense. As we only have a few races to go. We have Brazil up next, and Zach, I know you're watching. You don't think I didn't notice Darren joining the joining the lobby, you dirty prick. But yeah, we'll check the standings for the constructors for the best of the rest. As we have Haas jumping up 2 positions. We have Toro Rosso and Racing Point staying as they are, just a 3-point difference. Red Bull pulling away by just only 19 points there. But wow, this is incredible. As we have an F from Banana Cake Pie, just shows you need to start at the front of the grid to get some points. But Toddy's had an extremely friendly lobby. Unfortunately, Aaron, all spots are taken. You were available after 10 past 9, but we do have already a driver sitting on standby. It is Brazil. We noticed what he did last time. I actually kind of want to see him to get a spot. I kind of want to see what he does to even, if he is going to help out his brothers. But by the looks of it, everyone's already readied up. He'll be sitting on the sidelines for Brazil. As we are going in, I thought the host leader was stopping the timer there to maybe do a rotation. As I noticed, actually, Schmidt's no longer in these races. Wow. Which is a shame. He did get a podium after all. But Contrast is the last one to ready up here at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Now, where is Zaki Boy starting? He's clearly not in the front row. I'm seeing a car in P5 by the looks of it. It is Zach in P5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Red lights, away we go. As we get a good camera angle, I want one. I want a good camera angle. As you see the 2 Red Bulls. Oh, contact, no. Look at this field. It's just swamped, and we've seen a couple of cars cut the track for safety reasons. Now we have Banana Cake starting at P20 on his favourite circuit. We have a few end plates, and we're gone! He's gone! Gone! Look at this! Oh no, it's a recurring theme. Toddy's in P17, championship leader. Rock, F1 boy, recurring theme with these drivers getting caught up. Oh, look at this dive bomb from a very angry side pod, making contact with the wheel, not getting any damage. Now we have another car on the side of the road ready. He lost it there previously on another league race there before. We'll stay on board with the very angry side pod, as there is a lot of cars in front, so we might see some carnage from them. As Bodhod makes a move, the cars are getting wild down at the back here to just pinch some points. Now I'm going to stay on board with this rivalry here. Are we going to see a replica of what we saw on Sunday? This looks like it's a mirror image, an absolute mirror image. Forced wide, no, plenty of room. Danny D's getting in the way. Danny D put him wide. He was trapped underneath. He's going to cut across the track. It just sent into the wall. Oh no, it's just all gone wrong for him. He was caught behind Danny D, and he just got stuck and forced down. Oh, Bruno's gone! Bruno was flicked into the air. He's gone. He's gone. Oh no! Every fucking race, there's a fucking car going mental. All right, as we stay on board with a few drivers. All right, Contrast is gaining on Romeo Alonso. As we have Zach getting some points back to even push himself into P2 for the Drivers' Championship. As we have Banana Cake losing a position here. Now we have Lunacy as well. And oh, he's got pushed by Toddy by his wheel. Wheel contact. No, we're going to see a dive bomb here from Toddy. We're going to just stay behind Lunacy. Yes, he is. El Tonki and Bodhod exchanging positions. Oh, we have a end plate that's gone. Banana Cake's gone. Hopefully get a view by Reedy here as we can see what happened to his car. It's over the hill. His car's gone. Hopefully we can see a view from here as it despawns. So we'll go back to the front of the grid. As X-Revolution's got in front of Zach. Must have been on the back straight, as Romeo Alonso is 1 second behind them, as Eye Contrast is sitting at 6/10. The closest battles are these ones in front, so I'll stay on board with them. And no, Bodhod's only 2/10, as he gained a lot of pace throughout. As I'll flick on the position changes, as we have Bodhod is the best driver so far, going over 8 position, but Eye Contrast has gone up 6. It's very consistent throughout the 12 races so far, leading up to him. But yeah, Romeo Alonso stays in P3. And he does so. Eye Contrast stays in 4th. Alex finally gets across the line without a broken car. 5th. Pure Gold. Dre. Bodhod. Dunny D jumps up. Bodhod drops on 3 positions. Dunny D finishing with his car sideways. As we have Reedy. Are we going to see an in? No, we're not. Are we going to see James do it as well? No, we're going to see him cut the track, finish in. He could even break his own car if he tried. Well. We've only got 2 races left of this stream. So far we've been going on for about an hour and a half of pure 3-lap carnage. And we're going on to Bahrain short. Hopefully the drivers do remember it's the short circuit and go on to the small little back straight instead of just continuing on with the circuit. But yeah, let's check the best of the rest. as well. Mercedes have pulled a 100-point lead. By the looks of it, for part one, they will be sitting in first position. But the main thing is the best of the rest. Toro Rosso and Alfa have dropped down positions. Ferrari and Toro Rosso are equal on 50 points. Haas are only 1 point in front. But then, with only a few points differences, are the Racing Point and Red Bull team. So literally the best of the rest is just whoever wins, really. They can just jump up a few places here and there. But with the luck that's been happening with a few of those drivers, it's not going to look pretty. But yeah, look at the two Mercedes drivers. As Zaki's gaining in the points, we might see him steal P1 by the end of these first 12 races. Finally, we're seeing the Mercedes drivers all the way down at the back of the grid. As we're gone already, not much waiting. Now I want to get a good midfield view here. Oh, there we go! Contact! Oh, we have a few drivers on the side of the road already. It looked like it was Tonki, which was the first Ferrari driver. And some of them did forgot! We have someone forgot! Oh, he's got... Look! He's gonna celebrate his own mistake! You stupid fuck! I knew someone got It literally says Bahrain short before you start the fucking race. But as we continue, as I settle down, Toddy's already moved up a few positions. As he did start a lot further back, he's already got up 11 positions because of the incident in turn 1. But yeah, there's a lot of towing down here, so a lot of these drivers will stay right next to each other. Give me a good view. Very angry side pod retired. I wonder what happened. This is a shocking view. Seems like some of the drivers have finally clicked on that it's Bahrain short. We'll go on board with Revolution here because we might see some carnage going up here as he rather takes the Esports line than the defensive line, as he will get a better run out. Alex is force wide, hopefully doesn't accelerate too quickly and loses the inside curb. F1 boys all over the shop. We most likely will see contact on the curb and push him out into the wall. As we don't, he does brake early, so X-Revolution is forced to absolutely go on the brakes. But look at this absolute tow starting from ALCATRAZ, as we see Zach and Banana Cake and Pure God already pulling a massive lead. Do we see damage? No, there's no damage. He was just taking a poor exit out of there. So we'll go on board with Toddy, as we'll check on the amount of DRS he has left, as ALCATRAZ has already moved. He's got to stay on the inside lane. That's just a bit daft, as we see a late move by him. Inside, outside. Oh, we're seeing a bit of carnage here. A lot of drivers making contact. As we do see a lot of contact. None of them are spinning, but we'll see probably someone got on the brakes a bit too early there, as we do. As we see Ferrari getting punted. Oh, no! Is that Banana? No, no, it wasn't. I thought it was a Renault. As we continue. As Butthot goes down the inside, Lunacy looks like he might have wing damage here. He doesn't have an end play. That explains why. Not a lot left of this race to go. No one's hit the inside. Oh, as I say that! F1 boy! He hits the curb. He resets the track, which is quite dangerous. Oh, he's still ghosted, so good for that. As we still keep going. iContrast is still leading this towing line. Absolutely mental all the way through. Toddy doesn't look like he's going to get him here. So iContrast stays in P4, but Toddy going up 13 positions. Banana up 12. Zach up 11, so it's just a phenomenal job to get some points. But yeah, this was the only time I thought Toddy wasn't going to get any points, starting so far back. But wow, Aussie Wizzy Rick, you dumb fuck. I don't know if you got punted into that wall, but it looked like you just went right into it. Oh my god. Oh, having a fucking laugh and a half as we have Romy Alonso. He did comment! No one told him! Someone didn't look at the top left because we do have short circuits in here, and we've only got one race to go, ladies and gentlemen, and it's Russia. Either we're going to see it's such a big long straight. We're going to surely see a huge pile up, probably not even before the actual turn itself. We'll probably see a few people going left and right and just collecting all of the drivers. But we'll go to the standings because the best of the rest is super interesting at the moment, as we have Toro Rosso jumping up 2 positions, going into 6th with 60 points. Red Bull have only just staying where they are in 4th. McLaren is staying there as well because Mercedes just run away with this. But the battle between from 10th, really, if we have a Williams do a really good job, all the way to 5th, is just extremely close. 6-point difference between Racing Point and Toro Rosso. I think these drivers need to care about the constructors and just start working together as we go into the end of part 1, which is Russia. But yeah, the 2 Mercedes drivers, maybe Zach can actually claim this one. He can't get enough points to take P1 at the end of part 1, really, so he has to wait until the end of part 2 to even think about even taking to P1. But yeah, the way he's been going, he's been getting some really consistent points. But Banana Cake Pie has actually been dropping off. iContrast might jump him at the end of this. And it just shows that he's been winning some unofficial 3-lap championships. So we're jumping straight into the next race. And if the damage was on simulation, we would only have about 5 people finish every race. My favourite clip so far would have to be Austria. The Ferrari, I think it was Alex, just getting thrown in the air. Next, Spain, probably the Torpedo, just collecting the midfield. But man, I can't wait for part 2. Part 2, we've got some hectic races. We've got Mexico, we've got Japan short, we've got the normal Bahrain, Australia, Singapore, USA short, Hungary, Silverstone short. We have Monaco and Italy back to back at the end of those races, as well as Abu Dhabi and then China to finish it. But man, race 21 and 22 is probably, I think Silverstone's actually going to be more exciting than Italy, but because of turn 1, it's just those 3 races back to back to back, as well as Hungary there. It's got to be intense. I think part 2 is going to be you'll be at the edge of your seat throughout the whole way, especially the way this championship's going. As Lunacy takes his time, hopefully, I don't want to see any more McLarens at the front of the grid, but we do see one of them, and then one of them's all the way splitting the 2 Ferraris, and there's a McLaren in between. But we do see Zach's going to get some good points here, and away we go. Hopefully we can just stay on board with these drivers throughout, and it gives me a good camera angle, because I really want to just see some carnage, as we already do! Oh! Very angry side, but I don't know know if he got contact or if he just sent it into the wall. But that was massive. We got some more contact going to the back of the grid as we have a Ferrari and a Red Bull pure gold. As we keep going because there's going to be contact throughout this whole body. This huge left-hander. This track's not meant to be known for being exciting, but wow, we've got another massive pile-up. Look at this Kangle. Look at the car spin. No, let me keep watching. Look at them. Look at all the retirements. Contrast gone, James gone, Altonki gone, Rock gone, a very angry sideboard from before. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. What was that? As we go back to the fucking cart. Fucking drivers are fucking dog shit sometimes. As we have on with Bodhod. You're having a good slipstream on Reedy here as he's weaving left and right. How many moves does he want to take? As we see in a big dive bomb down here. Easily gets the move done. Reedy's just going to let him go comfortably as he gets contact with Dr. Dre. But we keep flicking through because he's got the move done comfortably. As Reedy just slips in the inside as well. Maybe Dre's got some damage. Yeah, he's got 2 orange wings, 100%. But we'll go back with X Revolution. I contrast his teammate. Hopefully he can get some points for him from McLaren to catch up to Red Bull. Because by the looks of it, Red Bull are only going to get 1 point. Is there any drivers that are close to each other going onto this long straight? No, we'll stay on to X Revolution with Danny D. Because Zach's already gained a 1.2 second lead, so he'll be only a few points off Toddy. Because Toddy, by the looks of it, he's got to end in P6 unless F1 Boy has something to do with it. As we have X Revolution right in on the curb here. As he's up, locks up quite a bit. As Brenner's in the pit. Hopefully, maybe he's just going to retire the car because this is the last race of the session. As we flick down to F1 Boys, Toddy actually is pulling away from him, so we'll stay away from there as Alex makes a move on Pure Gold down this little straight here. Forces him out wide, rejoins safely. Banana gets the move done on Dre as well, but gets a poor exit. I don't know what's going on with Dr. Dre. He's just parking it. Oh! No! He was there to finesse him! Oh! Where's can't do crap and false equations when you need him as he tries to send it into him? Look at him, they're just playing with each other now. Look at them go. I think Banana's going to be the one that's going to retire first. Dr. Dre, just making sure he gets no points. Look at him. No wings, nothing. Wait, Aussie Wizzy Rick's in the pit. He might have shot the start of the actual race. He might have jump started. As Dr. Dre and Banana Cake retire. No points for them. But yeah, we have a drive-through penalty for Aussie. Lunacy's going down. He's lost a few positions. Contact with the McLaren. Cuts the corner. But the McLaren driver gets a 2-second time penalty as well. As we're going through. Going into 3 wide maybe. Oh, he's closed down the outside lane as he jumps. What did he get contact with? He went flying. Was it the Bullard? Wow. Just went flying. As Zach is just comfortable. In P1, nearly 5-second difference as these guys are continuing to battle. As more penalties align, so maybe the top 3 will be selected from the penalties at the end, as Reedy also cops one as well in P10, so he'll stay there as well because there is a 7-second difference. But we'll stay on board with these guys. As Toddy's going to come through, we'll have a good view from him. We might see a double move come here. Oh, there's a bit of contact with the wheel. As Danny D cuts off the outside as he goes in the inside. He can't get the move done. Danny D hits the wall, so we're going to see Toddy just slide in there for another podium. Hopefully penalties don't knock him down. As X Revolution finishes in P2. Danny D gets another. Oh, as he spins across the line. Toddy gets P2. How many positions did he go up? Oh, wrong one. 13 positions. He is just absolutely smashing this 3-lap championship. He's stepping up He's stepping up when he needs to. He gets the points. He's got up 13 positions. I didn't like it when he started at the top of the grid, but you can safely say he deserves all the points so far, going up 13 positions. Unlike Banana Cake Pie, showing with that DNF that he's really struggling with the pace with the big boys out here. But yeah, this is the end of part one, as that we have the last driver going through. That is absolutely summing up the first 12 races of this 3-lap championship. This is just phenomenal racing, absolute carnage. This is exactly what I wanted to do when I wanted to do comms for this and not participate in racing. But we'll see where the points end up. Take screenshots and all so we can write it down for part 2 as we watch the Mercedes 1-2 finish. That are just smashing the constructors as well as the drivers' championship as well. As we have Banana Cake Pie saying P3 for now. It looks like you've got to either go lower, not higher, the way these drivers are going. But it is not over yet. You can prove me wrong, but I doubt it. As we go to the standings, as we have Toddy cementing his spot in P1 throughout with 179. We have Zach, who caught up near the end, making some phenomenal finishes at 159. Banana Cake Pie with some dismal ending stays in P3 for 105. Contrast right behind him is at 96. And X Revolution, the two teammates, getting some good points for constructors on 92. Drawing is Lunacy as well. So this constructors battle here alone is just extremely close. We have Pure Gold on 79. We have 63 for Romeo Alonso. Danny D on 43. Alex, who just showed me a car can really fly when you ever make enough contact, is on 40. Aussie Wizzy Rick, who actually has his phone on with hotspot and charging, is on 38, but doesn't know how to race Bahrain short. Very Angry Cypod, 36 points. He got 25 points in the first race, but just can't seem to get points after that. We also have Dr. Dre is on 36, Botthard 1 point behind, as well as Breno on 35 each, the two Toro Rosso teammates. We have the Ferrari on 20, The Rock 16 points, F1 Boy on 10, Reedy on 7 points, and James on a lonely 0 points for Williams. Wow. Absolutely phenomenal. Before we go, I would like to say thank you for everyone watching. I know all the drivers are going to rewatch this and absolutely just screen record all the carnage. I want to see that Ferrari absolutely fly again. Belgium was actually a great starter. That was just phenomenal racing by all, and I hope you come around for part 2 in the near future. This was your commentator, NBC-ALCATRAZ. This was Dynamic Nights Esports. I hope you come around for part 2 of the 3-lap championship. Good night.